Hello, everyone, and welcome out to The Good, the Bad, and the Geeky, a podcast where I sit down with some of my friends in the local Columbus, Ohio theater, film, and improv scene and talk a bunch of geeky stuff. Some of it good, some of it bad, but all of it definitely geeky. If you enjoy our programs, be sure to subscribe to our show on Apple Podcasts and to leave a review, or subscribe and leave a review wherever you can get podcasts. Support for this podcast comes from our lovely backers on Kickstarter, like Kenny, for example. Kenny is not just some dude from South Park. He's a multi-layered dude from South Park. And you could say that because he's multiple layers in Photoshop. I wish I knew you, Kenny. I just know that you supported us, and I am so very thankful. So, Kenny, thank you so much for throwing some love to our show, The Good, the Bad, and the Geeky. It means a lot to us. Thank you again for backing us on Kickstarter. Our official sponsor of the show is Audible. With over 200,000 titles to choose from, get one audiobook and 2 Audible originals each month included with your trial, even once your trial ends and normal membership begins. How rad is that? Best part is you own your library, meaning you keep the books even if you cancel with Audible. Plus, you get easy exchanges. So, you don't love a book? Swap it out for free anytime. Sign up for your free trial over at audibletrial.com/goodbadgeeky. Download the Audible app and start enjoying your new audiobook. We're also part of the It's All Been Done Presents Network, a Columbus, Ohio-based multi-platform creative network. Let us entertain you. We're also voted one of Columbus's top picks for 2017 and 2018. And we have tons of podcasts, written works, reviews, videos, and more. For more information, go to iebdpresents.com. In this episode, I am here with
Diantha.
And we're going to sit down and talk about the film Stuber on this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Geeky. And a word of warning that there will be spoilers aplenty, not just on this film, but just about anything we may talk about, so listener beware. And is there anything you want to add or say about Stuber? Join in on the conversation by interacting with us via social media or email. Twitter and Instagram is username GoodBadGeeky, or email me at goodbadgeeky@gmail.com. We may read your comment or email on the show. All right, enough of me rambling. Will, roll 'em. So we're here to talk about the buddy action comedy Stuber, which stars Kamal Nanjiani, who is in The Big Sick, is how a lot of people know him. I also know him through Silicon Valley.
I forgot about that.
Betty Gilpin, Jimmy Tataro, Mira Sorvino, and Karen Gilliam. And we forgot the other main guy, Dave Bautista. That's a pretty big dude to not remember. AKA minor characters from Marvel movies. Well, Kamal's in a future Marvel movie not yet released. He's in the Internals.
Oh,
that got announced. It's
that
like
should be interesting.
Yeah.
I do like Kamal.
I do too. Like, he was one of the bright spots in Men in Black International, and because that was not a good movie.
I feel like Kamal is like, he's like, oh, he comes in and brings the putt-putting car into the gas station.
That's accurate. I feel like, especially with Men in Black, I really, yeah. If you'd like to hear our thoughts on that, please check out that episode. But pretty much the film follows an Uber driver who unwillingly becomes a part of a police officer's arrest operation, even though he was against being a part of it and was just doing his job, because he's almost kicked off of Uber because I think he's gotten so many poor reviews.
Yes.
And the thing is, when you watch him do his shit, like, why are people giving him ones? It's because people are assholes. I mean, that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
But, like, the dude has, like, a snack bar in his fucking glove compartment box. And then the dude has everything. He has, like, 5 different types of cables so you can plug in, charge your phone. There's, like, a plug-in in the bag. And also, and this is a reoccurring joke, the car is leased. And also, they have a weird subplot. Well, it's not weird. Usually a movie like this has a subplot where the guy pines after a girl, and either the girl... Now, this is an old school reference. Do you remember War Games?
No.
Okay. Well, War Games, it's Matthew, very young, like pre Ferris Bueller Day Off, Matthew Broderick.
Oh, wow. Like the same age when he was in, what's the name of that really... It's like, it's so bad it's good 80s movie. And it's like he's saving the princess, and there's like an evil...
No, I know what you're talking
Lady
about.
Hawk. It's Lady Hawk.
No, Lady Hawk actually came, I think, after Ferris Bueller.
Oh, it's even younger.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because, like, yeah, Bueller, I think that came out in like 88, 89,
Something
and like
like
Bueller
that.
came out in like 85, 86. No, this was like 81, 82, 83.
Oh, wow.
Because the big thing was video games were just becoming huge, and especially if you could take them home on a computer. And so Matthew Broderick plays a teen nerd computer geek who wants to download the new hit game Thermonuclear War.
I mean, I'd play it.
And so he tries to hack into this number that's on this... Okay, I'm misremembering probably some of this, but somehow he's hacking into a number he thinks will give him the code for Thermonuclear War so he can download it and play the game. And Ali Sheedy, pre-Breakfast Club, is like his best friend, and they kind of like each other, but they don't really want to talk about it kind of thing. And he actually hacks into the Pentagon and actually almost creates a real-life thermonuclear war. So the government's after him, and so then he has to prove his innocence because they think he's working for Russia or something.
I love this premise.
And honestly, now here's the thing. It's a very 80s movie, but it does hold up really well.
Yeah.
And also, Dabney Coleman's in it.
Aww.
He plays the one military guy that he's like, I don't give a shit about this little kid. He's a Russian and I know it. Or, you know, so even when it's like very clear, like, he's not, you know, spoiler alert, he gets absolved of his crime and everything's happy. And I don't want to ruin how it happens, but the computer, that doesn't matter. At the end of the movie, they're all sitting around going, congratulating each other, especially Matthew Broderick for saving the day last minute. Mm-hmm. And Dabney Coleman's like, I guess you did all right.
You know, collective awe.
A collective awe, right. Yeah, not a bad movie, but like, in a movie like that, you know that the character that he kind of likes or kind of doesn't, that's going to come to a head. And Stuber, the weird subplot is he is so madly in love with this girl that he slept with once.
Yeah.
And he got put back into the friend zone, but he's still like puppy dog head over heels. That he's doing very stupid shit. Like, he signed a business with her.
Yeah. As a former financial planner, I was like,
this is no, exactly. I think everybody when you see him doing that, like, because you're just like, oh, does he buy her a necklace or something? No, he buys her a business.
Shares in her business.
Shares in her business. Now, the nice thing I like about that, so this is jumping ahead to the end of the movie. It was interesting story wise that they didn't have to. So even though she didn't get with him, they didn't lessen that where she fell on her face or whatever. Yeah, it actually ended up working out for both of them.
Exactly. She ended up being more successful, and that I was really it's funny for a movie I didn't really emotionally connect with. I was really rooting for him to do because he did the strong thing and he did it with dignity. Yeah, and he wasn't cruel about it either. And I was like, that's cool.
No, it's hard because usually characters in that movie it's very one-sided. Mm-hmm. It's like a rom-com aspect of it where, you know, most rom-coms, and this is like a trope I hate beyond, like, you can be doing a fantastic rom-com, and the moment you do this, two things will happen. Either I'll go, I'm going to let this slide because the rest is too good, or it's just like, well, you're not that good. Fuck you, movie. And right now, you've just become a hate fuck watch, which legitimately was hate fuck watch. I coined that. Karen
you know
Perda,
those HFWs.
Yeah, I know. Karen Perda, by the way, coined that with me, and I think Jessica Gibson, Keith, and Marianne on Marianne's Macabre Review podcast.
Why wasn't I invited?
Actually, I don't think we knew you yet.
Oh, God.
Karen Perda coined that term, and I love that term, which is it's something that you hate a lot, but you just keep watching it, and you don't walk away. And hate fuck watching that. So rom-com, if the character stands up in front of a large group of people to admit that they love the person and they messed up, and here's the thing, nobody knows that this shit's going on, and so you're wasting it, and they all want to hate you. But then the movie shows like, oh yeah, I remember there's Caden Leopold does it.
Oh God, it's been forever.
And Sting has that beautiful song I sent you. That's from Caden Leopold.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, and it has Lev Schreiber, Hugh Jackman, Meg Ryan.
Those are all big names.
Fantastic actors.
Yeah,
and the concept is pretty neat too. It gets a little creepy, but well, you find out that Lev Schreiber doesn't get the girl
Yeah.
because that's his girlfriend. Hugh Jackman wins her because Leopold's from the past.
Yeah.
Meg Ryan goes back, and that's his
back.
great grandson or something like that. And so
forgot
technically
that
he
part.
was schlepping her, and you're just like, a little weird. Not as fucked up as Avatar though, because technically they are fucking the animals. Remember that.
Yeah.
I already feel like you've already said this, but just real quick, like quick hit. What do you think of the movie?
Okay, so there's a contingency because it could go either way.
Oh, okay.
If the filmmakers were not aware that this was what it was, then I don't like it. If they were self-aware that it is the way it is, then I like it a little better, if that makes sense.
Okay. I'm now very intrigued about what the hell you mean by that.
Because you know how sometimes the quote-unquote bad movies are sometimes seen as good because like the people who made it are very much aware of, or like they're self-aware of themselves when they're
Right.
making the movie, and so because of that aspect, it's kind of endearing, I guess,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
So, interesting. Okay.
So, because, you know, if that's not the case, then to me it came across as like a press boost for Uber, and it just, you know, it recycled a lot of tropes. I mean, it kind of felt like Collateral, except totally not like that, except for just the fact that it was.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt the film was a throwback to old 80s, 90s action movies where,
Sure.
like, a cop can go around and fucking shoot people like it's nobody's business.
I was totally going to bring that up.
And
later.
and I'll see, in terms of that, I think that's totally what they were trying to go for.
Yeah.
I don't think the movie was bad. I think there were some problems with it, but like it's a typical action comedy problem. Like I was waiting for what the twist with the guy who worked at the store was.
Yeah.
And then he disappeared through like literally almost the like after the beginning of the movie, he disappeared.
Yeah.
Until they break into the store again and he shows up again. Because even then I was just like, I was so into like, well, they're going to go in and out. They might get into a fight in there, which then they did.
Yeah.
But like that fucker's not going to be in there, and then he is.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, and then they have that really weird. But again, I think that's the joke, and that's why I found it funny. Was it's like, you're like my best friend, man, and you're just like, the fuck. I think
He's like, this is actually the worst part for me.
This is the worst. This is actually the worst part of my day. Is seeing you. Yeah. No. Yeah. So, and that was a very interesting, like. Turn. It honestly feels like a joke that they would do in like an Owen Wilson, who's the really Vince Vaughn movie.
Yeah, there were definitely some liners I liked in it. Like I like in particular, I liked the one where you know he was congratulating Dave, or Kamal was congratulating Dave Bautista for, you know, stepping up and calling his
Daughter.
calling his daughter, and then calling his police chief, and he was like, see, and the sky's not falling down, and then it starts to rain and thunderstorm, and he goes, well, the sky's not actually falling down, it's just it's tears, it's very, the sky's very proud of you.
Oh, okay, so the Mira Sorvino part, that was cool.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen Mira. I feel like I haven't seen Mira in a long time.
Yeah.
I know she's been busy though. But like in terms of mainstream film, that was nice to see her.
Yeah.
It was also nice to see her as a bad guy.
Yeah.
I wish we saw more of it. Did you feel like all the funny parts were in the trailer for you?
Yeah.
See, I really, I genuinely enjoyed the movie. It's so
Which
like,
is, like, honestly, I'm glad.
I'm glad somebody did.
I'm so happy for you.
Well, so, you know, so another good gauge for me is, and this is just for me, is that I knew going in it was going to be a hard R-rated action comedy. So it might a little gore.
Yeah.
But a lot of people dying, a lot of shoot-ups, and probably the car's going to get destroyed by the end, which it does spectacularly.
Very much so.
And I like how he's okay with the car flipped over. Like, he's not great about it. But then when it blows up, then he's just like, oh, it's a leaf.
It's like, and then it was like, oh no, but it's electric. How?
Oh, yes.
It's not combustible.
Right, because that's another weird ongoing joke is that Batista and everybody actually is giving him shit for having an electric car.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, I'm like, well, good for you trying to... I mean, I know why he's did it.
Yeah.
Why he's did it is because he wants to get extra points for those environmentalists who realize he's in an electric car.
And the ladies love it.
So, he hopes. That's the other thing, too. He hopes. I was sad, though, Karen Gilliam died, like, right away. I thought, like, maybe she'd be like this is horrible to say this, but, like, because quality of life and all that, and it's dependent on the person, but, like, paraplegic, where she just can't, she's like, Stephen Hawking or something.
Yeah.
Because, but again, it's weird to say that, because that's horrible. You don't ever want someone, but you don't want someone to die either, and,
right.
like, Karen Gilliam is one of those actors who I'm just like, I kind of like her and everything that she does, even if the movie is not good. Now, I liked this movie, but like, if I saw her in another movie, like Jumanji, I actually ended up enjoying Welcome to the Jungle. Mm-hmm. But like, she was one of the reasons why I was looking forward to watch the movie.
Aww. Because
I was like, if anything, her and Jack Black and The Rock are going to be mildly entertaining. And they're going to try to make it not suck. And then luckily, it just didn't suck. So then it made it just even better. So when Karen Gilliam died, I was just like, I figured that was going to happen because she wasn't in any of the trailers until the TV spot started hitting.
Yeah.
And then even then, and I'm just like, are they going after that sweet endgame money? What are they doing? And then she dies. And it was sad how she dies, too, because she was pimp, man. She was chasing that fucker down.
Yeah. She was already downstairs before although he had his glasses knocked off, but she was already down there before he was.
Well, and so I actually liked that. It wasn't too, at least to me, it wasn't too cheesy how they were bringing up. I thought it was very clever exposition. Mm-hmm. And granted, if you've seen the trailer, going in, he can't see, but it'll be in the back of your mind like, well, why can't he see?
Yeah.
But it's not that at all. It's just that he needs his glasses in general. Mm-hmm. And so when he gets them knocked off, he's not blind, but he can't see well. And so and it's more of a joke for half a second, and then it becomes a joke later on when he gets his... Because that's the other thing, too. They don't tell you in the trailer that he gets LASIK done, and that's why he can't see.
Yeah,
they just
which is ironic, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I think he should have got some nerve damage or something done.
Especially since he didn't wear those shades.
But as they pointed out, there's nothing combustible in the car, and so for the sake of humor, which I really enjoyed of it, you have that, and that's the concept.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, because you kind of said it felt like an Uber commercial.
Yeah.
Would you think you would have been fine if it was just a made-up company? Like, that was like Uber, but it wasn't Uber?
Probably. Because then I was wondering, did they bring on Kamal because he actually drove Uber for Uber? Or did they... And they touch on that in The Big Sick as well, that he's an Uber driver.
I don't think he's ever actually been an Uber driver.
So that was just a made-up thing?
That was a made-up thing for the movie.
So I wonder if they but I still wonder if they brought him in because he was an Uber driver in The Big Sick as well, and it's just handy that he's also
I don't know. I feel the script had... I'm not sure. You know what? Let's check.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, so Uber was a part of it. He just co-signed in 2018 to do the film with Batista. Oh. It doesn't really go into how or why. We can suppose that's why, but wait a minute. Now we have to ask ourselves, though, when did The Big Sick come out? Because if he was cast in March 2018, when did that movie come out? So
Big Sick.
Wow. Okay, you know what? I take that back. That was that long ago?
Oh no.
2017. I felt like it came out in like April or May of 2018, but that shit's 2017. Damn. It was January 20th at film festivals and stuff like that up until July, and then it had 1 week of early releases in like big cities like Cleveland, New York, LA, Detroit. I don't know about Detroit, and then it was released nationwide like a week later. Damn. Well, okay, so maybe that is why they cast him, which I think is sad because so my wife is another good phase. Like, I knew going in I would probably enjoy it on some level. Like, even if it was not great, I would go, well, they tried, and this is what they were trying to do, and I dug it.
Honestly, an amazing quality about you.
Well, thank you. It doesn't always work because Dumbo, their movie like Dumbo or the New Lion King, it breaks my heart.
Yeah,
like I can't find. It's hard for me to find good in that movie. Like,
I'm going to. I'm going to withhold my opinion on those in the fear that it would incriminate me.
It's did you enjoy them?
No.
Oh, then what are you? I've already done the worst damage of it, and it's recorded permanently in history, where it's a whole episode of me ranting and raving about it.
I feel so much better.
Oh no, yeah, like so. Dave Bautista, I feel like I felt like it might have been one of those. Like, hey, you want to do a role in my movie as like a favor or something? Yeah. And I was just like, oh, but you gonna die. Sadness here.
Or it's like a situation where it's like, how legend do you have to be where you only have to be in the film for like a minute and you're just like, yeah, man. Like in True Romance. Christopher Walken's only in it for a second. Gary Oldman's in it for a second. But they're all like legendary and they only have to... Or like Alec Baldwin's bit in... what's that movie?
Glengarry Glen Ross.
He's like in it for just like...
ABC, Always Be Closing.
Yes, and then that's it. But it's like amazing.
There is this is another bit we'll try to put in the show notes, but... there's a webcomic called PvP by Scott Kurtz, and whatever your opinion of Scott Kurtz is, because he's, in my opinion, not a great human being, just from how he treats people and stuff like that, I've heard. But his comic is sometimes funny. I don't read it really anymore, but he used to be friends with Kris Straub, who's this other webcomic guy, and they would do like little animations. And one year he hosted, I think, the Harvey Awards, which is a big deal in comic books. And so it was a big deal to them because they were stepping in from webcomics into the comic book plane, or they were being treated as equals, which was appreciated. Yeah. And so, but they did this bit where they were kind of making, they were asked to kind of do like the opening of the Oscars, where they kind of poke fun of it, and they do the whole Glengarry Glen Ross scene, but they did it where it's Prince Valiant from the comic strips talking to Garfield, Beetle Bailey, and all these other things, and it's really fucking good.
That's pretty ingenious, actually.
It is, and I wish I thought of it. It's one of those kind of situations. Yeah. But like every once in a while, I will watch that. Also, those guys did a really funny bit called Blamination, where I can't tell you the origin of the title anymore, but it's just them doing weird flash animation cartoons like that are nonsensical. And so one of them is these guys at a frat party, and it's the typical dude bro where like he has the hat on backwards, like the visor, the golf visor hat on backwards, upside down, and his spiky hair, but he's taking a piss at the urinal. And some other guy is next to him in the urinal, and he accidentally bumps into him. And he's like, oh, I'm really sorry about that. And he's like, what the fuck, bro? You just made me get pee poops all over my pants. and the guy's like, oh, I'm really sorry. Wait, what did you say? He's like, are you deaf, motherfucker? You got pee poops all over my pants. There I was with my sprinkle pouch making some pee poops, and he just keeps saying pee poops over and over again. And then like another guy comes into the room, and it's like, whoa, yo, and it's just the same two guys talking, so all the voices sound really similar. It's like, whoa, what's going on? There's a party out there, or whatever. And it's like, go ahead, tell them why you're mad at me. It's like, this motherfucker got pee poops all over my pants, and it's like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, it's ridiculous. There's another funny one. I think it's in the same episode called... It kind of
reminds me of the meme. Have you seen the meme where it looks like a horror movie title, and it says, you laugh at his name, but you won't be laughing later, or something, and it's like the PB Poo Poo Man.
Oh, yeah. If we can find that one, I'll put that in the show notes. This one will have a lot of show notes, surprisingly.
A lot of poop.
In that same episode, I think there's one called Get Sharp, which is also a clever one, which is where a high school jock, he's not stupid, but he's not super smartest person either. There's a nuclear war that happens or something, and like he was like safe from it, but everyone else, like if they didn't die, they became instantly stupid.
Oh no.
And so he is now the smartest person in the world.
It sounds like a Hitchhiker's thing.
A little bit. And so it literally is the cop going, oh no, I can't find it, gotta get sharp. And it's like, yeah, chief, is this important? And he's playing video games, so he's not doing anything bad. He's like, but it also gives the impression that this is not the first time this has happened, and so he's kind of annoyed, and he's just like, what's going on? You gotta come over right away, I've lost something. Is this super important, like life or death? Yes. Okay. So he goes there, and it's something along the lines of, what's wrong, Chief? And he's like, I had a Snickers bar, and now it's missing, and I can't find it. Uh-huh. And right before I did that, my stomach was really hurting, and now it's not. Did you eat the candy bar? Oh, I might have done that. So it's really bad, ridiculous, and he's like, yeah, okay, well, you were hungry. That's what that pain was, and so you probably ate it to quench your hunger. Don't bother me again tonight. And so he starts to leave, and as he leaves, he's like, no, I'm sorry, I got it all wrong. He has a pain in his stomach, he doesn't know what it is, and so he's like, when was the last time you ate? And he's like, I don't remember. And he's like, do you eat that Snickers bar? When he eats it, he's just like, I can't find the Snickers bar. And so as the guy, as Sharp is already leaving, he's like, someone stole my Snickers bar. I gotta get Sharp. He's just so fucking bad.
Gotta get
weird. Well, that's the name of the bit too. It's like Get Sharp.
Get Sharp.
And I was like, well, that's a weird title, and it sounds like a very 80s show name.
It does.
And then the concept alone is like, because you can remember that. So you know how in CSI they always take the glasses off.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like some really bad pun about death or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, looks like the ants were marching today because their body's covered in ants. And then like they take the glasses off and you hear, and the theme would start.
Cue 80s synth riff.
From The Who, of all people.
Yeah.
Even though that was 70s, but that's okay. Or no, was it? Bob O'Reilly was late 70s, wasn't it?
I can't remember. I just meant in general.
Oh, I got you. But yeah. Well,
because everything
all the CSIs
everything
were
is better with a
The
synth
Who.
riff.
They are, yes. That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment for all the forgotten synth.
Take a moment of silence for the movies that do not have synth riffs.
All right. Stuber.
There's a boat in it.
There is a boat in it.
And there's a bunny rabbit, and it didn't die, so I'm pleased.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that he got with the daughter?
I was expecting it. When they're in the same room for the first time, I go, oh yeah, that's going to happen.
See, I thought that too, because when they showed the scene of just the daughter and him, I was like, how are they going to get... They're probably going to get Stu and her together. Cool. I had no problem with that, but I was just like, well, but he isn't there yet, so how is that going to happen? Because I feel like if she just shows up at the end, that's going to kind of suck. And she doesn't really. She's kind of there throughout the whole, well, off and on, or she's a lingering presence, which is kind of nice. And also, they don't run away from the fact that he's a really horrible dad. And they don't really play, like, I mean, you know, yeah. But he does care about her, which, I don't know, is interesting. And he was still a pretty shitty dad.
For someone who clearly taught his daughter, like, gunmanship as opposed to other things that a dad would do with their daughter, she, like, when she shows up at that scene toward the end and she just fires off, like, 5 warning shots, none of them at whatever his name is, the bad guy's name.
The Chinese guy,
yeah.
Or Asian.
For someone who grew up with that dad, you'd think... who was clearly used to being given a Glock.
Because that's true. This is not the first time he's given her his Glock.
Right. So this is what bothers me. Either she has terrible aim, or she was dumb enough to fire 5 shots. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Just shot 5 shots to the air like you've got 1 left at this point.
Well, so this is something interesting to talk too. Just because she was taught how to do that by her dad doesn't mean she does. You know what I mean? Like, she's not a good marksman, or she knows how to fire the gun. She knows how to turn the safety on and off.
Yeah.
She knows how to reload. Doesn't mean she can actually hit well, or even that, or you know what I mean? Because it's like, Dad, this is not the first time you give me a gun. Now, granted, that might have been the first time she had to use it. Mm-hmm. That wasn't in a training. That's what I'm saying. I give a little bit more leeway with that, but like, you're not wrong in that there are 6 shots in the gun, and she fires 5.
5, and like, really?
But, and I know this was in the trailer, but can I really say how impressed I was by the whole bit where he runs out of bullets and he kind of tries to do an Indiana Jones thing where he throws the gun at the guy, and the guy catches it and boosh, whacks him right in the nose with it. And you're just like, oh, this whole movie for me was a giant, like it just looked painful, but they were all cartoon characters, except for the bad guys who died horribly with bullet-ridden deaths.
The worst part for me was when Dave Bautista was pulling the fishing hook out of his neck.
Oh, that was bad.
That
was bad. I had a lot of problems with that. I didn't mind all the other, okay, so I like this too, and they did set this up. But like when he stepped in the puddle of blood of his one snitch's, because I don't think he really grasped. No, he did grasp at that point. He was dead, but he walked out, but he can't see the blood, and so they focus on that footprint. I was like, that ain't gonna be good. Mm-hmm. And but I didn't know at the time that Mira Sorvino was the bad guy.
I feel like I should have been warned that there were going to be full naked men in this movie.
Where were the naked men at?
at whatever that.
The strip. Oh my God!
I was like,
how could I forget the strippers? That was some of the. So again, being that I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, that to me is one of the funniest scenes in the whole movie.
I agree as well, but I was just like, whoa.
You okay?
I was glad that I was the only one in the theater.
The strippers was really funny, like, and the fact that like he's calling the girl and she wants to get laid with him, and you kind of feel for him, and then like the big dick is walking.
You're almost kind of you're not hoping to see it, but you're kind of hoping it happens because he's like, okay, I need a clear background. You're like, oh God. Cue naked dude in the background.
Oh, totally. You know it's going to happen because it's like this is the worst place you could ever do that.
And then just like a big swinging dong in the background.
Well, and also I was expecting that she would be more turned on by the big dong because she's dating that one guy who was way bigger than Kamal anyway, and so you felt I was like, well, that's shitty. Yeah, because he's just like, so your boyfriend, you can't put me on the trifold pamphlet, but that guy who cheated on you is in the pamphlet.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you didn't want any guys in the pamphlet, and I was just like, "Oh, dude,
his name is Byron. Red flag.
You're ripped, or you are whipped because she likes the dudes who is ripped." Yeah. Anyway, no, but I love that whole scene. Even from Dave Bautista's side of grilling the one lady to get the info.
Oh, and I like the really sweet.
The sweet
stripper giving the relationship advice, and he's like slowly getting more and more lace on, and then the wig. Oh,
right, and at the same time, like the owner or the pimp, I guess you would say, is kind of like shit talking him, and you're just going, and he was just like,
she like slaps the sandwich out of his hands.
And I'm like, the dude is fucking ripped.
Yeah, and she like telling him he's got man boobs, and he goes, I don't have boobs. What do you mean I have boobs? I don't have boobs.
So
take your children.
Overall, I enjoyed the movie. It was a fun action romp. It wasn't my favorite film of the summer, but also there weren't a lot of great films of the summer, so there's that too.
Long story short, I'm very excited to see it too, because I feel like
I'm not even going to say anything good or bad about Stuber anymore. I'm looking forward to the next time I'm on this podcast where we're going to talk about It, Chapter 2. So everyone, you have that to look forward to.
Yes.
Diantha's going to come back and talk It with us, not Stuber.
Well, we didn't even talk about Stuber on this show. So.
We tried.
We tried.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about on Stuber? Sincerely. I mean, this is the platform. This is why you're here. Granted, we talked about everything else around Stuber, but...
Oh, yeah. No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, everybody, thanks, Diantha, for coming on and do the show. It was a lot of fun, as always, to chat with you. And always, tangents are aplenty on the show, but even more so with you, so thank you.
Yeah.
I find them to be entertaining. I can't vouch for everyone else out there, but I don't know. I enjoy it. That's really the key.
Yes.
And we hope you enjoy it too. If you don't enjoy it, email us at goodbadgeeky@gmail.com. And if you have any thoughts on anything else we talked about a lot of shit. Same email address. Thanks everybody for listening. Diantha, again, thank you.
Oh, no, thank you.
Get out of here without cheese! You're a creep! Go away! We're having a good time until you showed up, cheapers! Go have some coffee with cream or something! Because I'll tell you something! This is a happy place!